Good morning, student. Today we are going to discuss chapter 11 Algebra. In this chapter, exercise 11.1 we already completed. Today we are going to discuss exercise 11.2. In this chapter, we will discuss about the plane figures, how we find the perimeters of plane figures such as regular figures and three-dimensional figures. In the regular figures, equilateral triangles, regular hexagon, regular pentagon, and also we discuss perimeter of cube, cuboid. Okay, so let's see question number one, exercise 11.2. Question number one. What is the question? You can see here. Okay, this is a question number one. The side of an equilateral triangle is shown by L. The length of side of equilateral triangle is L. Express the perimeter of equilateral triangle using L. Okay. So first of all, you know what is triangle? You know very well. In triangles have three sides. Types of triangles also know. Here discuss equilateral triangles. A triangles which all sides are equals. This is called equilateral triangles. A triangles which two sides are equal is called isosceles triangles. A triangles each side are unequal is called scalene triangles. So here you find the perimeter of equilateral triangles. Okay, and the length of side is given here. So in triangle, equilateral triangles have three sides and they are equal to each other. Clear? So perimeter of equilateral triangle is 3 into length of side. Here length is given, length is L. So here we find perimeter of equilateral triangles. Perimeter of equilateral. Okay, this is equal to 3 into length of side. Okay, length of side. Clear? 3 into length of side. Okay. Uh, Here length of side is given L. Here side is given and side is equal to L meter. Okay. Here L. Side is equal to L is given. So we put here 3 into L. Why this is 3? Because in triangles have three sides and the three sides are equals. So we write here 3. Okay. If they are unequals, we write sum of side. Sum of three sides. Okay. But here all sides are equal because this is equilateral triangle. So we write here 3. This is equal to 3 into L. This is equal to 3L. Clear? Now, next question. Question number 2. Here you can see question number 2. The side of a regular hexagon is denoted by L. Regular hexagon. Okay. Hexagon have how many side? Hexagon have six side. Okay. So what it means regular? If any polygons all sides are equals and all angle are also equals, then it is called a regular. Okay. So here length of side of regular the side of regular hexagon is L. So we find the perimeters. Okay. So in regular hexagon have six sides, they are equal. So let's see how to solve it. You can see here this side, this side, this side, this side, and this side are equal, they are L. Okay. So uh, we find perimeter of regular hexagon. Perimeter of regular hexagon is equal to 6 into length of side. Here given length of side, length of side is L. So let's see how to solve it. Question number 2. Okay. Length of regular hexagon is equal to L. This is given. Okay. Length of regular hexagon, this is L, is given. So you find perimeter of regular hexagon. Perimeter of regular hexagon is equal to 6 into length of side. Okay. So how many side in a regular hexagon? Six side. Here given 6 into L. This is equal to 6L. Regular hexagon have six sides, all sides are equal. So we write here the perimeter of regular hexagon is 6 into length of side. Now next question. This is question number 3. Okay. This is cube. Cube have 12 edges. You can count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So you can see here cube have 12 edges. You find cube is a three-dimensional figures, and I think all of you play dice. Okay. So dice is also the example of cube. It has six faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. Okay. So here we find the perimeters. You can say the length of edges of the cube. You can say perimeter of cube. Okay. So in cube have 12 edges. If you sum all 12 edges, we find the perimeter of cubes. The question is that a cube is three-dimensional figures, no doubt. It has six faces, clear, and all of them are identical squares. The length of an edges of the cube is given by L. You can see here The length of n edges is given by L. Okay. The length of n edges is given by L. Length of n edges is given by L. Find the formula for total length of the edges of the cubes. Okay, so you develop your formula. So length of total length of edge formula for the total length of edge of a cube is equal to 12 into length of side, because you can count here the number of edges of cube is 12, and here also given the length of edges of the cube is L. Okay, so formula for total length of the edges of a cube is equal to 12 into length of sides. So let's see how to write it. So we write here formula for total length of the edges of a cube, of the edges of the cube, edges edges of of cube is equal to 12 into length of side. Okay, so in cubes and cuboid also have 12 sides, 12 edges. You can see 8 vertices and 6 faces. See here in this question the given that the length of side is L, so we put here 12 into L. So this is our formula, 12L. It's become 12L. Okay, so student, I hope all of you understood. Let's see next question. Question number 4. This is a question number 4. This is circles. I read the question number 4 here. The diameter of a circle is a line which joins 2 points on the circle and also passes through the center of the circles. In this figure you can see AB is a diameter of circle, C is just its centers. Okay, express the diameter of circles D in terms of its radius. We note we have to express this diameter in terms of circles. So first we need to know what is the relation between diameter and the radius. Okay, first, what is circle? So listen, circle is a locus of point. What is circle? Circle is a locus of point in plane figure in fixed distance from a fixed point. Okay, what is circle? Circle is a locus of point which have a fixed distance from a fixed point. The fixed point called center of the circles, and the fixed distance is called radius of the circles. Okay, so this is center. This is called center of circle, and this CP CP is radius of circle, and AB, this AB here to here, okay, this AB is called diameter, okay, this is diameter. If a line join one end to another end from the circumference and is passes to its centers, this is called diameter, okay. So suppose a line, and this is a circumference, this line is length of boundary, this is a circumference. Friends, we denoted it C. Okay, C denotes circumference. C is equal to 2 pi r. Okay, and this is radius. We denoted it by r. And this is the diameter. We denoted it small d or capital D anywhere. This is center. This is a circumference. Okay, this is clear. And area of circle. Area of circle is equal to pi r square. What is pi? Oh, unable to see. Area of circle is equal to pi r square. This is d. You can see diameter. Clear? And the value of pi means the value of pi 22 by 7. Clear? Okay. So this is the fixed distance. The center. This is fixed distance is called radius. Center CA is radius. CP is radius. CB is radius. Okay, all them is radius, but you can say AB is equal to AC plus BC. So you obtained here this is diameter is 2 times of this CP. Okay, so relation between diameter, you can see here the relation between diameter diameter is equal to 2 into radius. Clear? So here diameter is AB. You can see AB, 2 into radius is R. Okay. So radius you can say CP, R, BC, R, AC. So D is equal to 2 into R. D is equal to 2R. D is equal to 2R. This is a relation between radius and diameter. Understood? If any line pass through the one into another end of a circumference and it does not pass through the center, then this is called chord. Look here. This line is not passed to the center, and this line is called chord of the circle. Okay, chord of the circle. But in your questions, only you need to know what is the relation between diameter and radius. For diameters here given d, and for radius here given r. So d is equal to 2r. This is the relation. Now next question of this exercise, question number 5. To find the sum of three numbers 14, 27, 13. We can have two more way. First way we have first 8, 14, 17 to get 41, and then we add 13, we get 54. Okay. Second way, we add 27, 13 to get 40, and then with 40 to get 50. Thus we can see here 14 plus 27 plus 13 is equal to 14 plus 27 plus 13. Okay, so this can be done for any three numbers. This property is known as associative property. Associative of addition of numbers express these properties which we have already studied in the chapter on whole numbers in general way by using variables a, b, c. Okay, so this is property is called uh, associative of addition of numbers. If you take three and variables a, b, c, so you can write these properties means associativity of addition of numbers. This is equal to a plus b plus c is equal to a plus b plus c. Okay, so let's see how can solve it. Here is associative properties of addition number. So here given suppose three numbers. Okay, here three number. This number is given 14, 20, 14, 27, 13. 14, 27 and 13. So first we add these two numbers 14 plus 27. Okay, this is equal to 41. After this we add these three 13. 41 is equal to 30. So we obtain 50. Clear? This is okay. You can also write it 14 plus 27 one times after this 30. Okay, this is equal to okay. And next times we add 27 plus 13. This is equal to 40. Of this we add 40. We also obtain here. So we can also write this like this 13 plus 27 plus 13. 30. Okay, this is 14. This is equal to 14 plus 40. 50. So you can see in both way we find same result. Okay, so students here given three variables a, b, c. We represent to it in the form of associative properties. So let you see here In general, ABC is given. So associative properties A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. So student, in this way we completed exercise 11.2 of this chapter algebra. Now we are going to discuss exercise 11.3, question number 1. So student, you can see question number 1 of this exercise 11.3. Question number 1 is here. Make a make up as a sum many expression with the numbers, no variables. As you can confirm, three numbers 5, 7 and 8. Every number should be used not more than once. Use only addition, subtraction and multiplications. So student, you can see here the given number is 5, 7 and 8, and the given arithmetic operation is addition, subtraction and multiplication. Okay, this is not allowed to use any variables, but we make many expressions. So all possible expressions for the given constant 5, 7 and 8 are here. You can see here given number is 5, 7 and 8. We find all possible expression without a variable. So all possible expression are okay. So we use only three arithmetic operation: addition, subtraction and multiplication. So you can write it 5 plus 7 minus 8. This is one expression. Next is 8 plus 5 minus 7. You can also write it 5 into 7 minus 8, or 7 into 8 plus 5, and so on. We make many more all possible expressions. This is a question number 2 of this exercise 11.3. Question number 2 है, which out of the following are expression with the numbers only? So you can see here, this is a variable y plus 3. In this expression, y is variable. So this is not correct answers. Part B, you can see 7 into 20 minus 8. You can see in this part, we have 7 is constant, 20 is constant, 8 is constant, but you can't see here any variable. Okay, so this is a correct. This is the expression without variables. In part C, 5 into 21 minus 7 plus 7 into 22. This part is also without variable. This expression is also without variable. And now this is D part. In this part, D part is 5. This is expression without variables. And you can see this is E part. E part is 3x. 3 is constant but x is variable. So this is not without variables. And here F part. In F part 5 minus 5n. So you can see this is expression, but here n is variable. N is variable. So this is not our correct answer because here n is variable. This n is variable. And now this is G part of question number 2. 7 into 20 minus 5 into 10 minus 45 plus p. So in this part you can see p is variable, but our condition is which out of the following are expression with only numbers. This is with variable. This is not correct. And you can see G part. Okay, so in G part is not without. This is with variable, not only numbers. So B part is only numbers, C part only numbers, and D part C only numbers. So student, I hope all of you understood question number 2, that which part is which part is only numbers expressions. So in B part, C part, and D part you can see this is only numbers. Okay. So now let's see question number 3 of this exercise. So student, you can see that this is question number 3. Question 3 है identify the operation addition, subtraction, division, multiplication in form of the following expression and tell how two expressions have been formed. Okay, so in A part you can see z plus 1. So operation is addition. Okay, in this part z minus 1, what is operation? Operation is subtraction. In y plus 70, operation is addition. Y minus 17, which operation is used here? Subtraction. Okay, in B part you can see 17y. This is a operation used here, multiplication. In this part y by 17 we use operation division. 5z. In this expression we use operation multiplication. So students, I hope all have understood and you are able to recognize which operation are used: addition, subtraction, division, or multiplications. And in B part, you can see if 2y plus 17, here two operations are used. First multiplication after this addition. Okay. In 2y minus 17, in this part, you can see here two operations are used. First 2y means 2 into y, multiplication is used, and minus is also here. So multiplication and subtraction option are used. In 7m only multiplication are used. 7m plus 3, here multiplication and addition are used. And in this part multiplication and subtraction are used. So student, I hope all of you able to recognize operations of any given expression. Okay, so revise it and thank you for watching. Jai Hind.